Hello Reignite family and happy Easter to all of you. I just want to make this video. It's not really about Easter specifically, but whether you are religious or not, we can all use this time as a way to reset our faith and our hope in what is to come and what we have achieved so far. I mean, it was around about exactly this time 3 years ago in Victoria, Australia, which is where I was during all the lockdowns, where everything started, where all the lockdowns started. And I just want to say that since then, we have achieved so much together. I'm not talking about just Victoria, Australia. I'm talking about the whole global freedom movement. More and more, the people that I meet, and I mean totally random people who are, say, doing the tires on my car, or a beautician or a hairdresser, or contractors that come to my parents' house for renovations. More and more people are exactly like us. In fact, a lot of them bring up the conversation with us and we don't even do it. That is not a coincidence. There is no way that the odds are that people like that would just happen to be doing those services around me, for example. And this is just my experience. The point I'm trying to make is that we are actually way stronger and way more people than we can imagine. The only reason why we don't know all these people is because the crisis isn't in front of our faces anymore. During lockdowns, obviously we knew exactly who was on the same page as us because they weren't wearing a mask, or they were at the protests and things like that. So you may feel like, there's all these asleep people, blah, blah, blah. It's not true. And just you wait. When a crisis happens, which it will, you will meet so many new people who have actually joined the movement in silence. Maybe they haven't spoken about it. Maybe they haven't told anyone about it, but they've been watching Rumble and they've been watching these things, and none of us even know about it. And what I've really noticed is that the attitude towards what is coming has changed. I think there was a lot of fear around, they're going to do this, the digital ID, the cashless society, the this virus and that virus and the other, and there was a lot of fear. There used to be a lot of fear, but what I've noticed just speaking to people around me is that the fear has dissipated a lot. Now it's kind of like, yeah, all right, bring it on. Like, stop talking about it and let's just get it on. Like, people are ready for the fight now. And I'm not stupid. I know it's going to be hard. I know that if they bring in a cashless society or a digital ID or a social credit system, people like you and I are going to be ostracized again. But guess what? We've had practice. We had practice during the vax mandates and the border closures and the not being able to go to cafes or gyms and things like that. We actually had a test run to know how strong we are. And a lot of us have become stronger people because of it. And we're the ones that can actually help those who haven't experienced it yet. Those who woke up perhaps after the lockdowns and things like that. The sentiment is really, we are not afraid of the globalists anymore. Like, we actually, I feel like, at least mentally, if not physically, we are mentally prepared for it. And don't get me wrong, it's going to be hard. People are going to struggle to get food. We're not going to be able to move around as easily. But I think that things need to get worse before they get better. And my new sort of strategy in my head, of course, I'm just one girl in Australia here, but the concept that I think is going to help us all mentally anyway, is to just imagine that we need to encourage them to make mistakes, because we can't really fight them head on, because we don't have the resources, we don't have the mainstream media reach to actually, stop everything that's coming. But what we do have is the ability to fight back when it happens. So I am trying personally, and I'm trying to spread this, is to not be afraid of it happening, but actually welcome it. Because when it happens, we will all get to unite and we will get to showcase the courage and the conviction that we have learned over the last 3 years. We have just become, like, as a whole, we have just become, sorry, there's a mosquito trying to bite me here. We have become we understand our limits and our convictions, and we know what we stand for and what we won't put up with. And I've just been watching the documentary about Gandhi, and I'm getting really inspired by it. And I think, anyone who can should watch that documentary, because, it's all about enough people saying no. And we have enough people, okay? So I actually think that we are ready. And if you guys have seen the messaging around that new global event happening on May 20th May 20th coming up next month, it's called We Are Ready. And even if you have to trick yourself a little bit, if you can convince yourself mentally that you are ready for whatever comes, the fear kind of dissipates. And I think if that messaging, I hope you can hear because it's windy, if that messaging can get out globally, that we don't care now, we're ready, like just hurry up, I think that could be a really powerful shift in sort of consciousness, I guess you could say. So I'm using Easter as an opportunity to really revisit and reinstill my faith in myself and others and humanity. And I honestly think that we are probably 60% now in terms of maybe not people who are willing to march on the streets and, you know, get arrested or, you know, things like that. But silently, I think that we're 60%. So have faith in your fellow humans. Have faith that we are ready to push back when they come, and also let go of the concept that we can beat them at their own game, because I don't think we can, but we can beat them when they make mistakes and they do things too early, because they are just humans and they feel the pressure too. And trust me, they know that we are becoming more and more strong as time goes on. They know that we're networking. They're watching people all around the world who are coming together and things like that. And every single day we're getting stronger. And who knows how bad our situation would be if we didn't push back as well as we did over the last 3 years. So you should all be proud of what you've done, but also know that it's not over. And yes, you do have to have a balanced lifestyle and look after yourself, but be ready when the time is coming and make your decision. What is my limit? What is my breaking point? What am I absolutely never going to do? If enough of us, millions and millions of us, are like, we will never get the digital ID. We will never be a part of the social credit system. We would prefer to live in the middle of the bush together with other people than to get the digital ID. If they know that there's too many of us, they will not be able to do it. The 15-minute cities will only succeed if they succeed in the digital ID. There are so many steps that they need to implement before 15-minute cities come. So don't let them fear you, because that's a tactic that they use, and we're not going to fall for it. We're not going to fall for fear, because we're ready. We are strong. We are united. We are many, and we are ready, and we are ready, more ready than we've ever been. And these last 3 years has been a chance for us to come together and unite and be ready for whatever is to come. It's not going to be easy, but you know what? The road to success is never easy, and standing up for your convictions is never easy. Look at what happened to Gandhi. You know, he was hurt, he was beat, he was imprisoned, but he was happy because he was standing up for his integrity and his convictions, and he encouraged other people to do so as well. That is our role as awake people. It is our role to encourage other people to stand up for their convictions as well, and they will realize how good it feels to stand up for themselves. And there is nothing that can stop a person who believes in their convictions and stands up for them. They can beat you, they can starve you, but they cannot take away your hope. They cannot take away your mental capacity, your integrity, and things like that. That is ours to keep, you and I's. No one's going to take that away from us, and we are ready. Happy Easter, everyone.